recovery on relationships. Well, it's recommended in the basic text of Narcotics Anonymous on relationships. And I should have had this looked up, but it's been one of those horrible days that the day just doesn't seem to end. Well, oh yes, page 41. In the process of our recovery, we restore to sanity, and the part of sanity is effective, relevant to others. We less often view people as a threat to our society. Real society will replace the physical ache and mental confusion that we have experienced in the past. We approach those we have harmed with humility and patience. Many of our sincere well-wishing may be relevant. To accept our recovery as real, we must remember the pain that we have known. In the time, many miracles will occur. Many of us who were separated from our families succeed in establishing relationships with them. Eventually, it becomes easier for them to accept the change in us. Clean time speaks for itself. Patience is an important part of recovery. The unconditional love we experience with Rebel and Juliet in our live to life, and each positive move of our part will match by the expected opportunity. A lot of coverage and faith goes into making an attend to a lot of spiritual results. We affectingly freedom from the wreckage of our past. We will want to keep our house in order by participating and continuous personal strength in step 10. I didn't read them all. There's about 10 readings in there. It's recommended in the program that if you're going to get into relationships in recovery, it's bound, it's going to happen. You're going to fall in love. You're human, of course. You know. The only thing you need to do is give yourself 40 lashes with a wet noodle or stand in a cold shower for half an hour. I'm just kidding you. I strongly urge you from experiences. Let me share mine. I was 4 years clean. I just come out of recovery. I'm fresh. I have spiritual mind. I have spiritual sense. Okay, I have some serenity, and I have some closure on my past. Of course, Now I think that I can get my noodle wet and get back into recovery and get back in to what's so enjoyable is that sex in bed. Well, if I would have thought with this head instead of that one, I wouldn't have made the mistake I made. Put me in a mental institution because I lost my temper because it was too soon. Am I saying that's the same for everybody? No. But you need to gauge this on your experience, strength, and hope. And a little word of caution for you. If you've been in bad relationships, please do as I did and do this journey from here down to here. Get the head and heart connected. Then you're free to love as a gigolo or as a male whore or whatever you want. Okay? We're gonna do it. I mean, let's face it. Men have urges like women do. Of course they do. Yeah, it'd be foolish to think that they didn't. Okay? And it's just ludicrous to think, and absolutely stupid to actually think that you're never going to have sex again. Now, that's not what it's about. When we get into healthy relationships, and I'm not talking codependent relationships, those are so toxic and they're doomed from failure from the beginning. If you're involved with a married woman, bad idea. If you're involved with somebody who's just coming off, heavy drugs, bad idea. No. And for the love of Mike, please don't, as a male, sponsor a woman. There is an exception to that rule. And if she is gay, then it's okay. Because it's cautioned in this program that men sponsor men and women sponsor women unless you have the same sex urges. Then you don't do that. A sponsor relationship is a very close-knit relationship. When you share with your sponsor, if a good sponsor, will share his experiences based on what you're talking about. And that way, you can kind of grow together. A friendship, something that we've never had in addiction. Oh, I've had friends that were always there whenever I had money. They were always there at my door. Hey, kid, how you doing? Yeah. Hey, let's go. When kid had no money, nobody was around. And when I'm hurting from a crushed and broken heart, there's no one there. In recovery, it's not that way. So we have to be very cautious about this. If you're new to this program and you've never heard this phrase, 13-stepping, well, it's when a man or a woman come into a meeting, an NA meeting, or AA or CA or GA or whatever meeting you're in, and you're not there to get healthy. You're there to pick up your next right now. Well, let me caution you on this. Okay, I can't caution you this enough. You're going to get hurt. And if you are healthy and have some time in a program, you should know it's a no-no absolutely taboo. But those that don't, this is for you. Okay? You don't join the program to get laid. You don't join the program to get your next fix, or change your addiction. You just don't do that. That's not fair to you or to them. Now, I've been around long enough that I've seen that 13-stepping go both ways. Yes, it worked out well, and then again, it worked out horribly. And I'm talking so bad that neither one of them are actually in the meetings anymore. That's how toxic it can be, because it utterly destroys us. Think about this for a second. When you were in a relationship while you were using, and it fell apart, or you had a fight, what'd you do? Go call a buddy? Probably not. You probably stuck your face in isolation and got your body so high that you'd forget about your problems. Well, you're not alone. So, by that token, we don't have that anymore. So we can't do that option, because as an addict, we have to understand that if we use, we have a very good chance of dying. So, if you're in a relationship in recovery, it's a recommendation of this sponsor that has had 2 decades in this program. And I've watched those come in and come out, the revolving door syndrome. But nothing is more detrimental and damaging to a person than a failed relationship early in recovery. Okay, if you have time in the program, you're going to survive. They may not. Your best help would be to show that person a same-sex sponsor. That would be much more helpful. And I understand that some people connect to some people, but there's ways of doing that too. No human contact for one, until you both have over a year and have done your step work and your tradition work. Then, absolutely, now that your mind's clear and your heart and your head are one, then you can clearly think in this relationship and say yay or nay. But until you get to that point, no. We're taught in this program to love one another. Well, is it loving to take that person into your arms, take advantage of them, a crushed human being, and take that person and make them feel better by sleeping with them or making them feel better and cuddling up? Okay, even if there's no sex and it's just purely platonic, okay, you're gonna fall in love. I'm telling you, I've seen it every time. It has not failed yet. It hasn't. It has not failed yet. And I've watched them crash and burn 99.9% of the time. Don't go there, please. Yes, be friends. Absolutely go out for coffee. Yes, absolutely get to know one another. Sure, dates are fine, absolutely. But clearly platonic, you know? Well, put yourself in the other person's situation. Would you want somebody taking advantage of your unfortunateness? Most likely not. You know, we're all taught with manners and, dignity. Don't take advantage of other human beings. So don't do it. Don't cross that line. This has been a public service message from Heaven's Elohym temple, in loving care and compassionate for our fellow suffering addicts. A moment of silence for the addict who died today. Father, Abba God, I pray a blessing on each one that hears this message. And may they know and understand that you are the true way to true recovery. And I say these things in Yahweh's name. Amen. God bless.